Welcome back to the Nash Potatoes Outdoor Show. Today I'm in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and this is not my typical drone video because today the pilot is my dad, and I wasn't planning on making a video about my dad's greenhouses, but it turned out pretty good, so I thought I'd put it together. I know my dad is super proud of what he has done here. Him and my brother Mark are the owners, and I'll give you a little bit of information. Founded in 2003, Nash Greenhouse is located in southwest Michigan and has over 25 acres of greenhouse production. They're a wholesale grower that produces a large amount of flowering annuals, accents, vegetables, and herbs. They're currently the 52nd largest greenhouse in the U.S. This location has approximately 10 acres under plastic. As I mentioned, this is a wholesale facility, but my mom does have a small retail area in her driveway during the spring season, which you'll see towards the end of the video. And I know people ask me all the time, what do they grow? What do they grow? So I'd give you that information as well. A good portion of their production is wave petunias. So the way the breakdown is, ornamental and bedding plants is 75%, plugs and propagation 15%, and then about 5% herbs and 5% vegetables. So the drone we're flying today is the DJI Mini 3, and it'll actually fly up to an altitude of 120 meters, which is almost 400 feet. So he's bringing it all the way up to the max altitude, and then he'll turn it around. I had an idea as I'm producing this video. My dad has discussed retirement, but he's trying to figure out if he does retire, what the heck he's going to do with all of his time. And I'm thinking that he's actually a decent drone pilot, so maybe he can do some drone videos for me. I learned something cool the other day. The professional drone pilots, that's a two-man operation. I think there's one person flying the drone and one person managing the camera angles and all that stuff. So we're flying back up to towards the front of the property here, and as we brought it closer towards where we were located, we couldn't even see the drone in the air. It doesn't seem like it'd be that high, but it's just like a speck in the sky. So we got it up here and brought it down a little bit just to see exactly where we were at. If you're not familiar with this part of Michigan, Kalamazoo, Comstock, greenhouses are a big industry. This is a separate video here coming from the back to the front. Greenhouses are a really big industry in this area, and there's a huge history going way back. I don't know the details about it, but when we were growing up in the church, almost everybody either owned a greenhouse or worked in a greenhouse. So this is coming towards the front. I think you'll be able to see us in the driveway here in a second. Those are what they call the glass houses right there. And then there we are in the driveway, just a speck. And then in the upper left-hand corner, that's the driveway where my mom sells flowers every spring. Keeps her quite busy, but I know she's really proud of it. I'll have a better shot of it here in a second, and you'll be able to see some of the flowers. This is East Main Road in Kalamazoo, if you're familiar with the area. All right, so there's my mom's flowers on the road. Keeps her busy. It gets so hot and humid in Kalamazoo lately that she comes in the house just drenched, looking for a cold glass of water. I think I'll bring the drone down here in a second. Yeah, so the flowers she puts out are just beautiful. Keeps her busy, keeps her out of trouble. So this is kind of a cool ending to the video here because you can see a shot of me and my father as he brings the drone down. But what's really interesting is that I always kind of struggle to land the drone. I usually use the return to home function because it's just so hard to get used to. But it's funny, I gave my dad the controllers of the drone and he just starts going to town with it. And then I didn't even ask him to land it because, to be honest with you, when I got this drone, I didn't know how to land it. And he just landed it like he was a veteran. But anyway, that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching the Nash Potatoes Outdoor Show. I just purchased a side-by-side ATV recently, so I'll be producing some really cool videos out here in Colorado. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.